Good morning.
Good morning.
God is good.
Yes, He is.
Victor, thank you. You ministered to me this morning. I was really nervous, but when he started telling his testimony, I looked up, just went away. Thank you. God bless you. Before I start, I just want to give honor to God in my life. He's been so good to me and my family. I just thank him so much. I want to honor the shepherd of this house.
Amen.
For the team and apostle and non receive it. It's okay. Receive it. It's okay. I said 6 last week. Receive it. But God is good. We want to acknowledge Pastor Jay Nicole.
Amen.
In her absence.
Amen.
Our wonderful praise and worship leader.
Yes. Amen.
I want to honor the people of God, the ministers, the missionary. So, not least, I want to honor my beautiful family. How many we got? We got that whole row right here. I'm thankful for my wife. She blessed me with 5 beautiful kids.
All right.
I have so much respect for women because it's a lot. It's a lot to give birth.
Amen.
I'm so blessed to be a man. So I have no problem providing and working. Thank God.
Amen.
All right. So when Elder Samuel told me about the topic, how do I as a man recover from a damaging situation? I said, let me see right now. I had to reflect a little bit. I look back on my life and I had to think about some damaging situations that God has brought me from and covered me from. And so the first thing that spoke to me was faith. Faith was the key to recovering from any situation.
Amen.
Whether it be a storm, a famine, or just a damaging situation. So let's go straight to Scripture. The Scripture is Romans 12:3-8. Please say amen when you have it. So, for I say through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to.
Yes.
Humility. But to think soberly, according as God hath dealt every man a measure of faith. And I want to focus on that last part. God hath dealt every man the measure of faith. So, the term faith is used loosely a lot in the church setting, and by people in general. For example, when people are going through, everything's going to be all right. Just have faith. My brother, my sister, just have faith. And so, when I think about faith, to me, I think about a trust fund. A trust fund account. And so a trust fund account is a fund consisting of assets belonging to a trust held by trustees for the beneficiaries. Just know that we all are beneficiaries. God has given every one of us a fund account, a trust fund account with a deposit of faith. Everybody has it. So this is not your regular account. It will not go negative.
Well, come on.
Right.
And you can always withdraw from it. So this is where I go back to Romans. God has dealt every man a measure of faith. Everyone has faith whether you know it or not. Just something to think about. Everybody has faith. You have a choice if you're going to access it or not.
Amen.
Look at your neighbor and say, have faith.
Have faith.
Have faith.
Sorry, access your faith.
Access your faith.
And so I just want to give you a quick testimony about stepping out on faith and the provision that followed. So my wife and I, we used to live in the DMV area. And I used to work at Bloomberg. If you're not familiar with Michael Bloomberg, the old mayor of New York City. And so I was there roughly three and a half years, and God spoke to me. It's like, son, it's time to go home. It's time to go back to Charlotte. I said, ooh. Because, DC, I was loving the job. I was loving what I was doing. I was loving the pay.
Amen.
And so I fought it for a little bit. Maybe it's just me, I'm just tripping. But, he put that squeeze on me. It's like, it's time to go back. So, okay, we're going to do this. So how am I going to explain this to my manager? And so my manager's name was Walter. I said, hey, Walter, I want to talk to you for a second. I want to put my 2-week notice in. You ever had that little frog in your throat? And so he's like, all right. He said, I just want to tell you. He's like, you're at Bloomberg. You put your 2 weeks notice in. We got to walk you out right now. I said, oh. I said, okay. So he said, just let me know when you're ready to do your 2 weeks. Then you let me know, and then that'll be your last day. I said, okay. So we do that. So I did that. I'm leaving Bloomberg. Did I have a job? No job. People thought I was nuts. How many kids do we have at the time? I'm counting. So we had 3 kids at the time.
Wow.
The family was multiplying at a fast rate. So, okay. I'm trying to speak. So I had an exit interview. I had met with the head of HR. They give you a survey. Was Bloomberg good to you? How were the benefits? Were there any incidents? Did you like what you were doing? Everything's good. I gave them, I say 10s across the board. I was like, has been an amazing job. Benefits were amazing. First time I had benefits where I had to pay nothing. They took nothing out the check. They covered everything. It was just good. At the time when I was leaving money on the table. So they had this goal of, if they sold over 10 million Bloomberg terminals, this is how they make their money. And so they reached that goal. And so the goal was, if they hit their goal, every employee would get 70% of their salary. So at the time, I was like, oh, this is a lot of money. I said, how about we could just wait till February? I was trying to figure that thing out. I said, we can use that money when we go back until I find a job. God was like, nope. So, okay. So left money I left a bonus on the table and an extra bonus. So it was 2 bonuses. And it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. It's part of the story. So, but I trust God and went back to Charlotte. So okay, we're being obedient. We're gonna be faithful. We're just gonna step out on faith. Just do it and see what happens. So 3, maybe 4 months later, no job. So okay, wait a minute, God. So I thought my resume was pretty good. I said, I got some good experience. I'm like, okay. And so I came across a job that I seen. I felt like it was a good fit, and it was actually at Wells Fargo. So it was a technical position, level 2. And so I got a call, I got an interview. I had to like 3, maybe 4 interviews. I got this in the bag. And long story short, I did not get the job. I said, okay. So I felt like this was the job. I was like, God, I'm gonna need you to work this out. And then in that moment, he checked me. He said, do you know who you are? I was like, I'm Ronnell. And so he was like, you were made in my image, so you speak over your situations. So okay. So I immediately spoke over the situation. I grabbed RJ and Lakeland at the time. I drove to Wells Fargo at CIC. I went to the gate. I couldn't get in. I got out of the car. I claimed my job. I spoke over. I said, I shall work here. And a few days later, I got a call from Wells Fargo. and it was a higher position. And so I was like, okay, I didn't want to get my hopes up. And so they offered me the job. I said, okay. And then when I got hired, they hired me into a higher position than that was. And the people back in DC were like, man, why are you moving back to Charlotte? And you're not gonna make no money down there. But God, 4 months later, I had a job and I was making pretty much more than I was making in DC. And that was a damaging situation that I learned a lot about faith and trust and speaking over situations. And we recovered, and He blessed us for being obedient.
Amen.
So the provision did follow. It just wasn't there. We had to wait till it comes. But let me finish. So my second point. So my first point was, you must have faith. So my second point is, all things work together. Even though you're in damaging situations, storm, famines, just know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. That's Romans 28. So damaging situations do not have to damage you. They're to build you up. So it gives you perspective. It allows you to look at situations differently. You keep building onto the faith that God has placed in you. So when you do go through that storm, crisis, or damaging situations, you have your faith trust fund account to withdraw from, to get you through those trying times. Look at your neighbor and say, access your faith.
Access your faith.
After you go through, when you look back, what did you learn? What perspective do you now have? What was God trying to teach you through those trials and tribulations? So these are some of the questions we have to ask ourselves when we're going through. So when I was a young boy, man, I was being coerced into not to believe in God. And little did the enemy know that this is one of the biggest faith deposits in my life, into my faith trust fund account. It's a faith deposit. So years of subtle seeds. Jesus is not real. God was giving me faith deposits my whole life when I look back. This is all a lie. Faith deposit. During every subtle attack, it was something rising up in me telling me you would not receive that. There is greater in you. So all the compelling information, very convincing information that could possibly turn people and get people to doubt God and the Word. But when I look back, this was another damaging situation for me, and especially as me developing into a young man. But God took what the enemy was trying to do and turned it around.
Yes.
So look at your neighbor and say, God can turn it around.
God can turn it around.
So with my closing, I just want to encourage everyone here today and remind you guys to access your faith.
Amen.
Be consistent with accessing your faith. Because one time I fell asleep at the wheel, coming down 85, going to Atlanta from Charlotte. Cruise control, 75 miles an hour. I was asleep for about 15 minutes. But God kept me. I'm here right now.
Praise the Lord.
That was a faith deposit.
Amen, sir.
And so with that one moment, I knew that God called me to do something. And I had work to do.
All right.
I should have lost my mind. God kept me.
All right.
Faith deposit.
Yeah. All right.
Those roots in witchcraft should have killed me, but God kept me. Faith deposit. You should have not been healed from that illness, but God kept you. That's a faith deposit. So no matter what's going on in your life or whatever you're going through, I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, Keep your faith. Always withdraw from your faith account, your trust fund. When you do, just know that God is going to see you through these situations. I hope you guys were blessed by this word today.
Amen.
Be encouraged. God bless.